So dyspepsia is, as I said, is known as indigestion. It's a term that describes discomfort. It describes discomfort or pain in the upper abdomen, in the upper abdomen. See, so that is quite typical. But it's also a term referred to group of symptoms that include bloating, discomfort, nausea, or burping, you know. So in the past, eating greasy or spicy food caused indigestion. They thought in the past that it caused indigestion, but it wasn't that. It wasn't the truth. It was not true at all. Spicy food or greasy food can't cause indigestion if your liver, if your gallbladder, they're all working well, and you eat greasy food, you should be able to digest any oily food. You can't say I am sensitive to oily meal. If you start to be sensitive to oily meal, it means that your liver, your gallbladder not working well, not producing enough bile or not injecting the bile in your intestines to break down that oily meal to absorb the fat soluble vitamins like vitamin A, D, E, and K. So you see, so it was a myth in the past that those that ate greasy food that they caused the indigestion of spicy food. We also got to note that at that some time ago to even now, some doctors also still advising individuals to drink milk. But it's also noted that when you drink milk, your stomach will produce more acid. There will be more acid because when you take more protein, it's very natural for your system to produce more acid to help break down that protein. So taking milk is not a solution. And even these days, it's not safe to take too much milk because we don't have the natural milk these days. Now, so the big question that I want to ask you here is that, do you think we have too much acid in the stomach? Do you think? The answer here to this question is no. We don't have too much acid in the stomach. Rather, when we are aging, when we are growing in the late 40s, in the 50s, we start to have less and less acid in the stomach. And when you have less and less acid in the stomach, there's a valve, is a kind of muscle at the top of your stomach, which opens. And just a little bit of the acid in the stomach may climb up into your food pipe, And so the food pipe, the walls of your food pipe is not supposed to house or it's not supposed to entertain any acid at all because it's not created. That area is not created. The walls of your food pipe is not created to harbor or to entertain any form of acid there. Only your stomach. In your stomach produces mucus. And this mucus serves as a kind of blanket in the stomach wall. That's why it only in the stomach that we can have acid. Any part of the body, if acid goes there, there will be a burning sensation, there will be pain. The concentration of acid in the stomach is so high that even when you put blade in it, it will melt instantly. And that is the concentration that your system needs to be able to break down the food and absorb the food, especially protein, and get the minerals and the iron into your system and the vitamins. So if you have rather low acid in the stomach, which many people do have, then they tend to have very serious digestive problems. But you see what happens? They go to the hospital and they are given anti-acid. But the anti-acid will reduce your acid, and then you have a problem, real problem. So you may think that you've been helped, but no. It's a sort of management. But as it goes on, you're going to have very serious indigestion condition. It means that if you have a serious indigestion condition and you are not able to absorb your minerals, mostly women, they tend to have osteoporosis, weakened bones. And they also, individuals also tend to have a deficiency of vitamins, especially vitamin B12. And vitamin B12 is so important for our nervous system, the nerves. The nerves are the electrical connections or activities in the body. It is the pathway for the brain to control or send messages to your body, and then your body also communicate with your brain. So normally, if you have shortage or deficiency in vitamin B12, then you begin to have a numbness, tingling, the pins and needles. So vitamin B12 is very important. So at some point, those that are deficient in vitamin B12, when they go to hospital, they are given vitamin B12, but you take the only single member of the whole family of vitamin Bs. The vitamin B, their family, B1, B2, B3, B5, B7, and B12. So you have to take the whole family for it to be balanced in your body. If you take only one of them, that is B12 only, for a little while, and synthetic, you're going to have a problem as well. So that's why it's very important for you to have all the nutrients in balance, and then you can get it in balance from your food. You see, we don't eat because we are hungry, listeners. We eat because of nutrients, the vitamins and the minerals. We need them. It's the number one reason why we eat. And the number two is hunger. So some individuals will say, well, doctor, the whole day I don't get hungry and I eat only once a day. If you eat once a day, you're killing yourself. Gradually, you're killing yourself. You're digging your grave. Why? Because you'll be lacking vitamins and the other nutrients, minerals with time. It's only a matter of time. Don't say that it is my habit. It's a very bad habit. You have to discontinue that. So you see, the people with the indigestion, that is the whole issue here. But let's go on to the symptoms here. How would you know or realize that you have indigestion? Before I go on to the symptoms, let me put a number on the platform so that if you have any of the symptoms, or if you have in general any digestive problems or any disease, diabetes or kidney problems, hepatitis, any form of health problems, just give me a call. This number is WhatsApp as well. Just give me a call and we can talk one-on-one to sort things out by God's grace. Now, the number is +44 738 464 7300. This number again, +44 738 464 7300. Second number is +44 745 988 9152. This number again, +44 745 988 9152. So you know what? Let's now look at the symptoms of indigestion or indigestion. Medically, we call that dyspepsia. Now, the first symptom that we should put into consideration is the upper abdomen, the upper abdominal pain or discomfort. So the upper part of your abdomen normally feel pain above or around the navel area. You feel pain, and then it's followed also by belching or burping. When you burp or you belch, it means that the liver and the gallbladder are not working well. They may not be even injecting enough bile into your intestines. So you may be belching or burping. The person may also experience nausea. And there is a nausea with vomiting or without vomiting. and that person will eat a little bit and then feels full. So when you put a little food in your system and you feel full, then you have to know that you have an indigestion. Why? Because you're not producing enough enzymes. Enzymes are the substances or the chemicals that your digestive system produces to help break down the food. So if you have less enzymes and less acid in your stomach, then definitely you're going to feel full. With the little food that you eat, and then you don't feel hungry almost the whole day. So that's what happens. And then when we move on, there are more serious symptoms, and that is a matter of emergency. And that if you have a situation that you're sweating, on top of those symptoms I've mentioned, you're sweating and you vomit blood, and then your stool is that dark and tarry stools. If you're experiencing indigestion, and then in the course of that, you have a tarry stool or dark stool, and you vomit blood, and you're sweating, and then you feel pain, the pain that radiates to your jaw, your neck, or arm, and then you are losing weight. We call that unexplained weight loss. You don't know why you're losing weight. And then you also experience that you can't swallow. You swallow, you have pain in your throat. You have pain. And then your skin is becoming yellow, or your eyes becoming yellow. Then you have to know that it's an emergency. It means that your liver is not working well. If your skin is becoming yellow, that is the whole problem. And if you have an inability to swallow, you have pain in the food pipe, it might mean that the acid might have damaged the walls of that food pipe. And so you swallowing, you find it difficult to swallow. So that is the whole thing here. So don't take these symptoms for granted, but don't wait even for you to have symptoms, because symptoms is the 5th level of disease development. Most people wait for symptoms, and symptoms are not diseases. The symptoms are produced by diseases. Diseases are underneath. So that is why it's very important. If you're in the UK, then of course you have the advantage to come over to our center to go through diagnosis, and we see what is happening in your cells, in your tissues. That's where diseases actually start. Diseases don't start in the blood system or in your stool or in your urine. They don't. So if you're waiting for symptoms to come or something to appear in your stool or in your blood, then it will be too late. Well, even if you are not here in the UK, you can still work on it. Call me. We can have online consultation. Share this link. Don't waste any time at all. Now, who will get it? Who can get it? The risk factors. Most people are female or women. Women usually have this, indigestion, and normally it can mask. The symptoms could mask heart-related problems or heart diseases. And heart diseases in women can be masked because women suffer indigestion more often, and the symptoms of indigestion can mask the symptoms of heart disease. And so that's why women can die easily from heart problems, because indigestion can mask that. So being female is a high risk factor. Of course, men also do have that, but it's not as frequent as the women. And then age, normally in the late 40s and the 50s, of course, you can also have this. And then people that take antibiotics often for flu or cold is a problem. And then painkillers. Painkillers don't only kill your pain, they kill your kidneys, they kill your gastric system, they kill your heart, okay? And so they kill your liver as well. So you don't take painkillers if you have even pain. There are ways to overcome pain naturally. That's why it's important to give me a call if you have a problem of pain. Anxiety and depression is a risk factor for indigestion. That's why it's very important not to be stressed out before food. If anybody stresses you before your meal, wait. breathe in and breathe out a few times, relax your system for your system to be ready to really digest. If you're emotionally stressed or physically stressed, do not eat. It's really important. Now, so what causes indigestion or indigestion? What causes that? The first disease that can lead to nerve damage in the stomach is diabetes. So those individuals with diabetic condition, normally diabetes, one of the complications is to damage nerves in the body, especially in our leg, in the feet, and then in the digestive system. So nerves are very important for good digestion. It's very important. If your nerves are weak in your digestive system, then of course it will be difficult for you to digest your food well. So that is one of the causes. Diabetic condition can lead to that. So that's why I always tell those with diabetes that you don't just control sugar level, because that is not the disease. Make sure you reverse the disease, because it is 100% reversible diabetes type 2. You can reverse it if you put in a little effort. It's not about only eating well, but making sure that your body cells are sensitive once again to the insulin. Okay, it's all about the fact that your body is not responding to the insulin. That is a thyroid problem. Overactive thyroid problem can also lead to indigestion. And those individuals with severe kidney disease can also lead to that. But there are some conditions, they are not the causes, but they trigger indigestion or unhealthy digestive system. And the following can also trigger the indigestive condition, and that is eating too much or eating too quickly. So take your time. Eating time, we call it happy hour. So when you have food before you, try to take your time to eat and chew well. In fact, drink your meal. And don't walk. At the same time, walking and eating, your food will not digest well. And one thing is that there are some individuals that will eat and then raise their legs. They put their legs on the table after eating. Your food will not digest well, because when you finish eating, all the blood in your system should go into your digestive system to help break down the food. So when you raise your leg, you put your leg up, it will impair your circulation to your stomach. And those that are possibly, may say, if you eat fatty or greasy, spicy food, make sure you have good liver. If you have good liver, then you wouldn't have any problem. And then drinking with your meal, drinking soft drinks or drinking water with your meal. Normally you sip only water. Don't drink these juices while eating. That can trigger that. Okay, so sip your water if it's necessary, and drink about 1.5 hours after meals. That's the minimum, not after 10 minutes or 20 minutes. And then drink water about 45 minutes before meals. Is really important for your digestive system. Those people with the gallstones or gallbladder problems is also another issue. Obesity is also another issue that can trigger that, because obesity normally will invite metabolic problems, and that include diabetic condition and high blood pressure, and that can also be an issue for you. Those people that smoke, not only the primary smokers but secondary smokers, can also cause that problems as well. Some individuals may not know they may have cancer hidden in their stomach. It also can cause problems. Lifestyle, eating late at night. Normally, by 7:30, you should finish eating. When you eat beyond that, normally your food will not digest well, because in the evening, our metabolism is the lowest, and your system is not ready to digest almost anything. Okay, so that is another thing. The complications here of this condition, that is indigestion. If you have indigestion, then of course the first complication is that you will see that you're losing weight, and you not knowing why you're losing weight, unexplained weight loss. And through that, of course, because you can't absorb your minerals, individuals may also have a condition called osteoporosis, especially the women. It means that the bone density is very low. And so you have less minerals in your bones, and you can easily have fractures when you twist your leg a little bit. And some individuals, because of indigestion, they are even afraid to eat because of that. They may skip breakfast because they don't want to feel uncomfortable. And this could interfere with your daily activities. Because if you don't eat well, you cannot be healthy. And you know what? 80% of our immune system is in the digestive tract. So if your digestive system is not strong, it means your immune system automatically is weak, and you'll be open up to diseases. So when any virus or bacteria get into your system, you can be killed easily, especially around this pandemic time. So you have to make sure that you have strong, digestive system, and automatically it gives you a strong immune system. Because if you have good digestive system, you have the nutrients that will build your immune system. The nutrients are really important for rebuilding and the repair of the body. So that is basically that. Another complication is that you can't sleep well in the night. You may experience insomnia. Those that they have indigestion. So you see, nothing just happens. And today we have really educated ourselves. We have a lot of knowledge. We have been empowered through knowledge. Do not actually skip this program at all. Always be around. Thursdays 8 to 9, Sundays 8 to 9. And please visit us on YouTube. Just put in Dr. James Natural Link, and everything is recorded there. And please subscribe and share the link. Like us so that it will encourage us, it will support us to do these programs. I thank you very much for your support, and I thank you for tuning in. God richly, richly bless you. God bless you.